On today's show, Julie Parrish from the Nurses Honor Guard shares how they're giving back to those who have given so much in their lives. Firefighter Eric Hudgins from Bullseye Range will share his passion for safety and service to the community. And meet our pet of the week from Purple Paws. He's a frisky little feline. Grab yourself a moon pie and your favorite Coke. Kick back and relax. Good morning, Murfreesboro, for Friday, May 2nd, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thank you for joining us for another week of Good Morning Murfreesboro, where we highlight what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Well, you came festive today.
We're going to talk about it a little later, but you know, if you know, you know.
Yep, I tried to do the same. We'll talk about it a little later. You know, I got the roses on the shirt.
Oh, so, now I get it. Took me a minute.
There you go. There you go. I got the allergies too to go with it. I'm allergic to my own shirt.
Yeah.
So if you hear me sniffling, just mind your business. Well, we had an awesome week this week. We got some good Murfreesboro news going on right now.
Yes.
For one particular Murfreesboroan. Is that right? Murfreesboroan?
Sure.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Maddie Pruitt.
She is top 10.
I know. Congratulations to her. That's awesome. That's a big deal, guys. Like that's huge. So we're proud of her. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep performing great. You got a great voice, Maddie. Hopefully, if you win, you'll come here on Good Morning Murfreesboro and do a little interview.
Yes, you can be a guest. And the two of you can have a duet because you can sing.
There you go. I'll play a little guitar. You do a little singing. How about that?
Well, me never singing.
Okay.
I'll just sit there and smile. That's what I'll do.
Rachel's the clapper.
Yeah. Very good at that. Very good. Well, May is a really big month.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things. One really, really great holiday on May 11th.
What's that?
Mother's Day.
Yep, you're right.
So if you haven't got your mama something, you should get on that.
Don't forget it. I thought you were talking about my birthday in May. I thought.
It's my son's birthday too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, May 10th. It's yours and Neil's birthday this month, so it's a
birthday month, guys.
It is a birthday month. Lots of graduations, the last day of school.
Yep, Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Everybody be out on the lake.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
You know the date for Cinco de Mayo?
The 5th.
Okay, just check in.
But there's another important day.
What?
May the 4th be with you, guys.
Ah, very nice. And I'm going to say that's from Star Wars, right?
Yeah, you did good. You're killing it.
Killing it today.
Killing it. On your A game today.
Well, speaking of A game, do you have a joke for me?
I got a joke that kind of goes with your hat, goes with my shirt, so we're going to do it.
Okay.
All right. A horse walks into the bar, and the bartender says, "Hey." And the horse says, "You read my mind."
I like that. Hey. All right, well, you know, we also have a new section where I am kind of playing around with some names like Dear Murfreesboro Newbie. Here's how to say some things to fit in.
Like what?
So I would say Shelbyville.
Wrong.
Right.
Wrong.
So how do we say it?
Wrong. You say it shovel. Shovel. Like you're saying shovel. But you're putting a ill at the end of it, like a strong one, and a B in the middle of it.
Shelbyville. Shelbyville?
Yeah, it's like being from Kentucky and somebody saying Louisville or Louisville.
Right.
You get punched in the face in Kentucky if you say Louisville. Let me tell you, it's a Louisville.
I was guilty of that for a long time, but I did finally learn. And then a saying that you might hear is, she doesn't have the sense God gave a goose, which means you're doing something dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost as bad as Bless Your Heart,
but not quite.
As bad.
Yeah, I mean it's close, but not quite.
It is close.
We're getting you guys prepped for conversation.
Well, let's talk about what's happening around the country. Rachel.
I would love that.
All right, we have National Barbecue Month. That's another one I didn't know that was in May actually till we looked this up.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
We had Charlie on the show last week, so make sure we go back and watch Charlie if you're interested and learn a little bit about barbecue and how he helps veterans.
Absolutely. It's National Pet Month, which we love because we always have Purple Paws Pet of the Week. We do really enjoy helping those animals.
And then we also have another one of our favorite months because this is us. National Small Business Month, which...
Yes. We both have small businesses.
We both have small businesses. Small businesses support the economy.
So shop local.
Business.
Yep. And then this weekend, Harry Potter Day.
Are you a fan of Harry Potter?
I never read any. I never watched the movies, really. I think maybe I watched a movie when it first came out, but it wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, I wasn't really my thing. And the movies are okay, but it wasn't my thing either growing up. All my friends loved it, but it wasn't for me. And then today is also Brother and Sister Day. So if you got a brother or a sister, send them some love.
I'm going to have to remember that. Then tomorrow, the reason I'm wearing the hat, the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby.
I know. That's amazing.
So I wore this hat 3 years ago. I'm not just wearing it today. When I went to the Derby with some of my girlfriends, and it was like a once in a lifetime, amazing seats and really good people there. And it was really amazing. It was the year that the scratch horse actually won.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, Kentucky Derby's big in my family because half of my family's from Kentucky on my dad's side, and then my wife's family's from Kentucky. So Kentucky Derby is like a huge day. But there's another cool fact that's happening that's kind of local to the area, Middle Tennessee. Toby Keith's horse is actually running in it this year, Render Judgment. So he's got a horse that's running in it. It's really cool.
That is pretty cool. I didn't even know he had a horse, let alone running in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, so that's a good homage to Toby Keith. I'm excited. Place your bets on him if you bet.
Sunday is Anti-Bullying Day.
Yep, Anti-Bullying Day. And then also on Sunday is National Lemonade Day, which, something's coming in. Oh, here you go. Life gives you lemons, Make some lemonade, right?
Yeah, I was checking to make sure you didn't throw it at me.
Rich is like, my hat will catch it.
Well, we had, we didn't have. We had his dad. So we had Jim Africano on here.
Yeah.
And his son, Cola, speaking of local small businesses, who is under the age of 11, somewhere that I think he's 10. But he started a lemonade business that he makes lemonade here locally.
Yeah, and it's actually at a lot of different business locations and things where you can just buy it. It's bottled and everything. It's pretty amazing for a kid to have. Like, you think kids go set up like a lemonade stand out in the yard, and the neighborhood comes by and you're like, 25 cents lemonade. Yeah. Not Cola. He's out here making an empire.
He stepped up the game, guys. Stepped up the game.
Setting the bar high. Then Monday, the 5th, is National Astronaut Day.
Yeah, I think that we have an astronaut that lives here locally.
Oh, really?
Her name is Dr. Rhea Sedone. I'm hoping I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm still learning the lingo for the South, too. She made history as one of the first 6 female astronauts to enter NASA.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really cool.
Getting my clapping in.
There you go.
But yeah, that's pretty cool news.
Yeah. And then we have National Foster Care Day.
National Nurses Day, and we're going to have a nurse on later and talk about some really wonderful ways that her group gives back.
And then on the 7th, we have National Tourism Day, which is pretty cool because...
Hey, y'all!
I know. Watch the last episode, guys, because we had Hey Y'all on here. They'll tell you how to tour Tennessee.
Yes, and one of the more confusing holidays for you newbies is Have a Coke Day, and we talked about that.
We did.
A Coke is anything. With bubbles.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. If you come around here and say pop or sody pop.
Sody pop.
Yeah.
I say soda.
Yeah, some people say soda. Sometimes I say soda. It gets the confusion out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't hate me. I know I'm local. But, sometimes they get confused. And we have a lot of different transplants in our community now. We're a diverse community, so it's okay. But traditionally, it's a Coke no matter what it is. You can get a regular Coke or you can get a Diet Coke.
Well, there's a pretty significant thing. In 2011, Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks, was killed by U.S. forces during a raid on his compound in Pakistan.
That doesn't seem like it was that long ago if
No.
you think about it.
No.
We got celebrity birthdays, too.
Nice.
We got one of my favorites, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's 53.
David Beckham turns 50. He's known as the GOAT.
For what?
I don't know for what, but how many goats are there? Like, Tom Brady's the GOAT? Like, how many goats do you guys get?
He's the soccer goat.
Okay.
You get a whole herd of them together, and then you got a lot of goats out there, like Tom Brady and Tiger Woods and David Beckham, and the list goes on and on of the goats. Dale Earnhardt Jr. I said it. Then also we have Eric Church, who's 50. He's one of my favorites. I love Eric Church. He's awesome.
On the 4th, Randy Travis turns 66.
Oh, that's a great one, too. Are you gonna forever and ever, forever and ever, amen.
See, this is why I don't sing.
Then, here's your chance. Adele turns 37. Hit it.
No.
Rolling in the deep. Let's go.
On the 6th, George Clooney turned 64.
And then on the 8th, Bill Cowher, Hall of Famer, NFL coach for Pittsburgh Steelers, which is
football.
Yeah, there you go. You're on it.
It says NFL on the slide.
And he's a commentator today. He's 68.
On the 8th, Philip Bailey, lead singer of Earth, Wind, and Fire, turned 74. Now you might be asking, why did we bring him up? That just happens to be one of Neil's favorite bands.
Oh, there you go. Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's a great band to love, Neil. And we have to thank our sponsors. We have Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
Info Rural Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
Hemispheres Wine Bar.
Yep.
And we have a new one too.
Oh yeah.
Let's not forget. They're not really a new sponsor, but they're new to us announcing them. Welcome
returning.
back. Yes.
Yep. Valley Growers.
Right?
They had our beautiful poinsettias for our Christmas episodes that we had.
Yes.
So if you loved how those poinsettias look, you're going to love how the rest of their flowers look because they're just as beautiful and just as big and grand. So go over to Valley Growers, see them, and buy some flowers from them.
Yes, and tell them that you saw them on Good Morning Murfreesboro.
Yep.
Well, you know what I like to say? I like to say a lot of things. But one of the other things I like to say is if you don't have anything to do this weekend, you're not looking hard enough and you're not watching our show. Tonight, get ready, Murfreesboro. The Friday night market in the Boro is back. Now it's at a new location, 2248 State Highway 99. This is every Friday from 5 to 9 through September, and it's Middle Tennessee's biggest weekly food truck and shopping festival. I love shopping. Admission and parking is free. Bring your friends, family, and even your leash pet to have amazing eats, shop, unique finds from local artisans. There's live music and a welcoming community spirit. It's the perfect way to kick off your weekend.
Do you like food trucks? Do you have like a favorite style of food truck? You know, some people like the tacos, some people like the burger stands. There's some out here that do wood-fired pizza now. Like I can imagine being a little closed-in area.
Yeah, no.
Like,
no favorite.
I'll sit down at a cool
No
restaurant.
favorite. If I'm hungry, it's my favorite.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, and this is what we've been waiting for. The Saturday morning farmers market on the square. It's opening tomorrow. If you're new to the area, the Murfreesboro Saturday market takes place in downtown around the historic Rutherford County Courthouse every Saturday from 8 to noon. And it starts tomorrow and runs through October. You can get fresh, locally grown produce, locally raised meats, fresh eggs, baked goods, plus work from local artisans and live music each week. New this year, they have market passports where you shop, collect stamps, and enter to win a monthly basket giveaway.
That's pretty cool. And then we have to shout out one of our sponsors here, the Hemisphere, because while you're down here, you can stop in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Hemispheres, they are following the same schedule as the farmers market. You can stop on by for the best cinnamon rolls in Tennessee. They have bacon and cheese egg bites, quiche Lorraine, mimosas, and Bloody Marys. They're located on West Main Street, just off the square. They open at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Then Saturday at 9 a.m., it's the very first Walk to Cure Arthritis in Murfreesboro. The meetup will be at the Murfreesboro Greenway Island and Trail. They'll have face painting, fire trucks, food, and more. Bring your pet for the Top Dog contest and walk in honor of someone you know with arthritis. We really want to make it better for treatments and lives and a cure. This Sunday at Old Fort Parkway at 1:30 p.m., you can join the Tennessee Winds for their concert presented by the Cultural Arts Community. Enjoy a beautiful outdoor performance by their local volunteer community wind band. Bring your chair or blanket, relax, and enjoy the music. This event is free and open to all ages.
That's really cool. All right. That's super awesome. Free concert, right?
Right. And the kids can run around.
And you like classical music. That's a good place to be, it sounds like.
Yes. Finally, Monday, join us for the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics. The run starts at 9:15 at the Murfreesboro Police Department and finishes at the Dean A. Hayes Track and Soccer Stadium at MTSU for the opening ceremony. Help keep the flame alive for over 18,000 Tennessee athletes. Wear your official 2025 Torch shirt, and remember, the participants who raise at least $100 will get a commemorative challenge coin. So let's run together, raise awareness, and make a difference.
Are you going to do it?
I'm not going to be able to do
It's
it.
okay. I'm out of town too, so it's all right. I understand.
Yes.
Well, if you're interested in these events and you want to find more things like this, make sure you follow our links below. We have them tagged there, and you can go check those out and sign up for anything that needs sign-ups for.
Right.
Or if you just don't remember what we just said, you can find it. But stick around. We'll be right back after this message. All right, and we are back with our first guest, Julie Parrish. She is president of Rutherford Nurse Honor Guard. There we go. I'll get it out. Well, thank you so much for being here, Julie.
Yes, thank you
and you
for
look so
having me.
nice.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. I've always liked the little hats that nurses wear. They're kind of cute.
I love it.
Not enough I can't do blood, so I can't do that. But I've admired the hats.
I understand.
But for me, when I see a nurse dressed like you're dressed, that's like the most professional, you could be in nursing and your dress attire, and I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about you and then how you got involved?
Sure. I am from Murfreesboro, born and raised here, actually. My mother was a nurse. I tried very hard not to be a nurse, and that did not work. But became a nurse and have been a nurse for about 40 years here in this community. I was born actually at Rutherford Hospital.
Yeah.
Spent most of my career there as well. But several years ago was scrolling through Facebook and saw a video about nurses attending funerals for other nurses, and they wore the traditional white, the caps and the capes. And it was just very moving. There are not a lot of ways to honor nurses in our society. It's just very difficult to do. So when I saw that, I mentioned it to a nurse manager across the hall from me and said, I would really like to do this. Would you help me? And so we met with our leadership team at the facility where I work with, and I thought it was a great idea. And we just have been rolling now for about 6 years doing this.
Wow, that's amazing.
Coming up on 6 years.
What a great thing. I honestly, until, we got you for the show, I had no idea that this was a thing.
Yeah, it's actually taken on a huge presence. We have a national group now. Last year in May, we had our first National Honor Guard Conference, and we had nurses from as far away as Hawaii that are doing the same thing in other communities. In September, we are having our first Tennessee conference with National Nurse Honor Guards, and we do presently have the entire state of Tennessee covered as far as funerals for nurses.
Wonderful.
So it's just huge. It's just huge.
That's great.
Yeah. So, just to recap, people that are part of this already come, or can any nurses attend?
Any nurse can join our group. We have no restrictions other than we want you to have been a nurse.
Right.
You need to be able to get yourself a white uniform and some white shoes. We currently provide the capes and the hats, but we're transitioning to us each having our own cape and hat because we've gotten so big, which is fascinating.
It's hard to pass them around.
It is, exactly. When we started, 4 of my dear nurse friends that I worked with for many years and I knew would help me do this jumped on board, and they made our capes for us.
Oh,
wow.
So we have kind of been doing this on the cheap for several years now, but we've gotten so big now that we have more nurses than we have capes for or hats for, and that is a really good problem to have.
No, that's a great problem.
It's a good problem.
So for people that may not know this, this is free for their loved ones.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
Our service takes about 5 minutes. We will do it at the funeral. We will do it at the visitation. We will do it at the graveside, whatever makes the family happy. We've done it at celebrations of life in people's homes. But we go over something that's called a Nightingale Tribute. And it was written by a nurse. And it just talks about how, as a nurse, you step into people's lives throughout your life without even realizing it. You're there for the special moments. You're there for the difficult moments. Sometimes you're there to give them a swift kick and help them move in the right direction, what they need to do. And it's just a really nice way to honor a nurse. And the families seem to just really appreciate the honoring, I guess. And it's really nice. In the beginning, we ask any other nurses that are in the audience to stand and join us as we honor a nurse. And there's this great connection between us and even the other nurses in the room that we may or may not know. it's very nice to stand up unified together and honor a nurse.
Yeah, well, one thing for sure with nursing, and a lot of people don't realize this, but you guys have an extremely hard job.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you know, when you start out as a nurse, a lot of time people think, oh, they're a nurse, they're making bukus of money and all this stuff, and they're like, oh, they've earned it, you know, I need this, I need that, I'm going to boss them around. But the thing is, when you start out as a nurse, you usually are not making great pay starting out, not what you think people would, and you're also just taking, pardon my French, a lot of crap.
Yes, sir. You're exactly right. We're there to advocate for the patient, even if we don't agree with what the patient wants. Sometimes we have to do that. But nursing has changed a lot over the years. It's gotten a little better. COVID kind of brought us towards the forefront, and it kind of has died down a little bit now. But that was very nice to be honored during COVID and see that appreciation from everybody.
That was a very trying time.
Absolutely. I still have PTSD over it. Absolutely.
Next week is National Nurses Day.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And we're excited about that. Another place to honor nurses and another time to honor nurses.
Yeah. And if people often just feel the calling to be a nurse.
Absolutely. I think without even realizing, a lot of times it's just what you do. It's in your bones. It's just, you don't really know how to turn it off, to be honest. If you see someone who's in need, you just stop and try to help them as best you can.
Yeah, well, you said earlier that, you know, your mom was a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to be a nurse. So
No,
how did
I
that
didn't.
calling happen for you? Like, what was the shift?
Oh, I don't know. I went to school to be an accountant. And I was sitting in an accounting class, and I thought, I hate this. This is not what I want to do.
Not very exciting,
No,
is
it was just not for me. The sciences had always called me, and I went back to that test you take in high school that kind of tells you what direction you need to go in, and it said healthcare, and I finally said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And similarly, 2 of my children have also chosen this path as well.
Oh, wow.
They didn't want to initially either, but they did, and they are both great nurses as well. So it's just kind of a family thing sometimes.
I think so for certain families and certain people, it's in your blood.
Agree.
To be a caregiver and to put yourself second to somebody else's needs or somebody that needs you is just, for most people, it's just in your blood.
Agree. And I think that's part of the reason it's so hard to honor nurses is we don't like being in the spotlight. This is uncomfortable for everybody to be looking at you. But that's the other nice thing is when we all get together in our whites and our capes, we are one. We are not individuals. And it's much easier to honor that way. So.
For our family, we had a child with she had cancer, and we did 2.5 years of chemo. We were tight with the nurses.
Yes.
They are not just providing medication or taking temperatures or any of those things. Even if you're just there for a short period of time, but their job is not just the medical side. No. Sometimes you're a therapist. And
correct.
Sometimes, people just need a hug.
Yep. Whatever therapy you might need, we're there for that.
Yes. And we are very grateful for all of our medical staff, and we just love on nurses when we can.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
It's one of those things you think about, like when you're in a hospital or in a facility, you might, and we love our doctors, right? But we might see the doctor for 5 minutes a day if you're there for multiple days,
correct.
Maybe 30 minutes all together in one day. But how many times do you see your nurses? Who's coming in and out? And who's
24/7.
Yeah.
That is. And ultimately responsible for letting your physician know if there is a problem.
Exactly.
They are your biggest advocate. They're absolutely one of the most important people. There are lots of other important people in the hospital as well. Your environmental services, your clerical associates, your radiology, respiratory therapy, they are all extremely important, and they all have to work together to keep you safe while you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that's another big piece of what we do is safety, keeping you safe while you were there and being willing to speak up or stop the line when there's a problem to keep you safe.
Wonderful.
Well, the Rutherford Nurse Honor Guard, excuse me. If people are interested in getting your services or joining, you guys have a website?
Well, we don't have a website. I have an email, and we do have a Facebook group, and we have been in contact and done services at pretty close to every funeral home here in Murfreesboro. Wow. Not so much the surrounding counties. But yes, if we see a service, we usually will call the funeral home ourselves and offer it to them and then offer it to the family. So you can either reach out to me, you can join us through Facebook, you can just ask your funeral home and know that we're trying to watch that as well.
And you guys find those, I guess, when you reach out through obituaries?
Yes,
Okay.
I get daily emails of. I know that sounds kind of gross, but it's what we have to do to honor nurses.
Well, yeah, people
It's
should
what we
know,
have to
right?
do. Correct.
And
we want to get that word out and let you know that this
Yeah.
is available for you all. It's free of charge. It's something we really recommend, and I think it will make you very happy.
Well, you hear that? Everybody, we're getting the word out right now.
Please.
So if you have a nurse in your family, if that nurse passes, please reach out to Julie here. We'll have her contact information on this post in our comments. So please go reach out to her, because that's something that your family member deserves, because they gave their life to help others.
Something else we do that we have not done yet that we offer is meeting with nurses that are close to end of life. And we can honor them before they actually pass, and have some of those conversations about what they've done in their career and how important their contributions have been to nursing.
Sometimes you get out of it, and people forget the sacrifices that you made.
Absolutely.
And in your last days, it's nice to honor that.
Yeah.
Agree.
Well,
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
having
being
me.
here today, Julie. You did such a great job, and we're so thankful for what you do.
Thank you all.
Up next, Purple Paw's Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Rutherford County Cat Rescue. Meet Columbo. Columbo is a sweet 6-month-old kitten with a heart full of love. He was rescued after surviving alone outdoors with severe respiratory illness. Thanks to the immediate vet care, he recovered, although he did lose vision in one eye, which has been safely removed. Now Columbo is thriving. He loves to play and especially enjoys a kitty companion, so he'll do best in a home with another playful cat.
Yeah, and if you think you would like to adopt Columbo, please reach out to Rutherford County Cat Rescue and make Columbo a part of your family. Find more information on this below in our links.
Yes, and now we have our next guest. We have Eric Hudgins from Bullseye Range and Retail Store.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Eric. So you have an interesting business.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you.
Well, let's start with, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Born and raised in a little town in Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Nice.
Found myself in Murfreesboro, Tennessee in 2014. Had many jobs growing up. Kind of one of those people that's good at everything, good with my hands. So got down here, decided sitting behind a desk was not for me. Was going to a CrossFit gym at the time and ran into a guy who said, "You ever thought about getting into firefighting?" And I was actually thinking about going to the military at the time. Knew I wanted to do something in public service, so that's how I got involved with the fire department. And I love it. Think it's the greatest job in the world.
Fantastic. That's awesome. So, a hero in our local area.
Right. We have a firefighter and a nurse today.
I know. It's a hero episode, isn't it?
So we know no moss grows under your feet.
This is very true. Very
So
true.
you have your firefighting full time, and then you work at the Bullseye Range.
I do. So that is one of those things. We are on a 48-96 schedule. So when I have 4 days off, I'm not good with setting. So
No.
I'm very involved in the 2A community. I reached out to Caleb, one of the owners, and said, "Hey man, are you looking for help?" And the answer was no at first, and came back. He called me a few months later and gladly accepted position, and absolutely love working for him and Smitty. So
That's awesome.
We got a great crew.
So with this, you guys focus on safety courses.
Absolutely, we do. Our main focus is safety and teaching. We strive to have the best customer service in the industry as far as around town. We offer concealed carry courses, things like that. But biggest thing is just when people come in and you don't know what you're looking for, you don't really know what you want, you're just interested, is to guide you in a direction where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, and education's important in that line of business, because things can go wrong real fast if you have people that don't listen.
Yes, and that's why, like I said, I have a great group of guys that I get to work with every day. That is our biggest focus, is especially when someone new comes in the store, and we want to make sure that they leave with more knowledge than they came in with, and even presenting them and showing them what they're looking at. explaining to them how it works, explaining to it the dangers, explaining to it the safeties, just things that they need to know before they ever pick up one for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. The pieces, you need to respect,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Safe handling is key, and like we not only use customer interaction as a training tool, but just to be able to impose safe handling. Hey, this is what you do whenever you hold it like this, and it's just to make sure that they understand because it's things that you would never pay attention to if you didn't know.
Awesome.
Well, I met you at a ribbon cutting. You're part of the Rutherford County Chamber.
Yes, ma'am.
We love the Rutherford County Chamber. We've had
We
Kelly
do.
on there.
We
We
do.
have had other people that are part of the chamber. And so I came to the ribbon cutting. And one of the things that was said is that it had been delayed because someone had driven a car into the shop
Yes.
and had to be repaired.
Fortunately, that was before my time there. But yeah, that's kind of how it played out. They took over in December of 23, and when they did that kind of delayed the ribbon cutting and
Yes,
opening for everybody. So, taken significant safety measures since then. So we
That's
hope that
great.
it never happens again.
That's awful when that happens. I mean, you see it a lot, and I don't know. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes it's
Unfortunately,
accidental.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys, what are your hours? Because some places are open all different days and times. So what about you guys?
We are 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Sunday we believe is for the family, so
Right.
that's where we spend our time.
Right.
Wonderful. Where are you guys located again? What part?
So we are 130 Shelby Street, just off of the exit, Church Street and 24 exit.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. So you said you're a firefighter.
Yes, sir.
Give us a little bit of experience on that. Like, what's that been like for you? Is there something that stands out in your mind, or something that you would want to share?
Probably some of the calls and things that we've gotten to run. It's a very unique experience. I hate to say this, it probably sounds terrible. I'm very much a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. So it's the perfect job for me to be able to be in that atmosphere where it goes from 0 to 100 and you're forced to act really fast. I work better with that than I do planning.
Yeah.
So, but the brotherhood that is within the fire department is like none other. A great group of guys that I work with there. They kind of take you in. I spend more time there probably than I do at home, and you build a family and a relationship with those guys and their families.
Is there one particular story that sticks out in your mind? A positive, happy one? Do you get cats out of trees still?
We get cats out of gutters, out of drains. That tends trees not so much. Drains absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely,
I can see that
we
where
do
they
that.
fall into the crack or crawl in.
Yes, we do that, and it's usually somebody. I heard a cat in a drain. Then you got to go find it. That's always the fun part.
Wow.
So yeah.
So, quick little story. I have to just brag on firefighters in general. We live pretty close to a fire department, and we had a scare with a family member last year around August, and it was a blood sugar situation. And we luckily live very close, and they got there, and they were asking me. I met them in the driveway. And they were asking me, well, what's going on? I said, well, their blood sugar is 6 right now. When I say the firefighter started throwing, he came in the truck first, not the big truck. They came later in the big truck, but he was just in like the Dodge Ram or Chevrolet or whatever it was. And he literally just started chucking bags and finding what he knew he needed, and he just sprinted in the house. The glucose gel just started spraying it in her mouth and saved her life. I mean, if it had been any later, I mean, it was a bad situation, and thankfully we lived close to the fire department. Thankfully we had somebody that knew exactly what they were doing, that were trained in that situation, and if we didn't live that close to a fire department and have somebody show up that fast that knew what they were doing, we would have been in a lot worse situation.
Yeah,
so we appreciate everything.
Those are some of the scariest medical emergencies because that is something that continues to get worse until you can reverse it.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Yeah. We appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you.
You're a real gem, and we're happy we had you on the show.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't scroll just yet. I'm stealing Lance's line. We have a special message coming for you in just a moment.
Today through Sunday, May 4th, World Outreach Church will be collecting non-perishable food items to restock their shelves of the food banks in our community. Drop-off location will be around the church at the main entrance. The Bible says that the one who is generous will be blessed. Let us give with a spirit of love and come together to bless our community.
There's more information on their website.
Yep, at wochurch.org.
And we'll put that below.
There you go.
Well, that's it for this week. I'm stealing all your lines.
That's it.
That's it for this week.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a hero show today.
We did.
And we were blessed to have that on our show. We're blessed for what they do in our community.
Yes.
And how they help and everything that they do, because it's selfless, you know.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Very special people.
Well, we have more events coming up next week.
Yes,
and
we do.
We have some really cool guests next week. We gave a little teaser in this, so if you weren't watching or paying attention, you better rewind and go back and watch some more.
Rewind.
Is that a thing still?
I don't know.
Do you skip back or do you rewind now?
I think
Put it in
it's
the
skip.
comments, guys. What do you
skip.
say nowadays?
They were doing a thing where they're like, you know, millennial and Gen Z, like, how do you hang up a phone?
Oh, yeah.
And
where
people, they're like,
we're over here like this. And they're like, yeah.
Anyhow, moving right along.
We have to thank our sponsors, Superior Overhead Door,
Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
Hemispheres Wine Bar, where we are grateful to shoot every week.
and we can't forget Valley Growers is back, guys. So go get their beautiful flowers.
Yes.
And people got some homework. They got to watch replays, guys. We talk about it in the show. You miss out on great things if you don't go back and watch, because we had great interviews. You know, a lot of the events have already passed, so that's not important. But if you go back and watch the interviews, you can learn a lot about your community.
For sure. And like and comment and share. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to thank our wonderful staff. We have Neil, who helps keep this circus together.
Yes.
And then we have our wonderful editors, Maria and
Stephen and Maria, that help us behind the scenes.
Yep. And then Tammy.
Yes.
Tammy.
She keeps this place together when we come in and invade her space every Thursday morning.
I know, but she's good to us. Well, from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
If you're going to do it this weekend, do it right here in Murfreesboro.